Alright, hello everybody, welcome to another video. In this video, I'm going to be utilizing the top-down approach, backtesting gold. I'll just do a brief little backtest, show you how to analyze the markets. None of this is done beforehand. I'm going to pick a random point here. Literally, I'm just going to spam here and pick a random point, and we're going to go from it. So there it is. From this point, we're going to analyze and see what the market is going to do. All right, so heading into this session right now, as we can see, price took this high, starting to head lower here, made this low. The wicks here have done the damage, but the bodies have respected this 4-hour bullish gap. So one aspect I am keeping an eye of. Let me go to the 1 hour now. Nothing really much there on the 4 hour from that point. And I want to see, as we approach that AM session, what does price do? All right, come sweep this high. Come down and we start taking these lows. So I'm looking now to see what price does from this point. We have this 1 hour bullish gap here. I'm going to eliminate that. We have this low that price can gravitate towards as well. So I think price can potentially make a move lower. We've done the damage to the upside, swept this high, respected this 1 hour bearish gap right here. Excuse me, here it is. So 1 hour bearish gap. 1 hour bearish gap being respected. 1 hour bullish gap yet to be tapped into. So on the 50-minute, let's see what price does heading into this session. So in that session, I anticipate us moving lower here. We may manipulate above, but I do think we can potentially make a move to the downside. We did take this low here, so I am going to monitor what we do from this low here. Still potential to go to the upside, but for me right now my eyes are on what do we do with this 50-minute bullish gap. Do we completely disrespect it, and then taking that low, do we go and seek lower prices? Tap off the 1 hour bullish gap. I'll just remove that. So from this point, I think we can begin to look for a move to the upside. We do have objectives to the upside here. Swept this low here. Another sweep here. I'm going to wait for price to come above. And I would likely look for a potential move to some of these highs here. Like this high right here. Damage has been done to this high here as well. And then we'll look towards highs like these ones as well. So we'll see if we get the confirmations here. Sweep of this sell side. If there's a willingness to come back above the sell side swept here. No entry just yet for me. If we come and head lower here, sweep here, take this low. So this is the new low swept. Sell side right here. We'll take away that gap right here. All right, we've left all kinds of highs behind. Equal highs right here. I mean, there's plenty of objectives to the upside that we could come target. So I'll look to see if we get a confirmation, and if that's the case, I will take a shot at longs. If and only if we get the confirmations here. And for me, I found a shot worth taking. We have this bullish gap right here. We have this bullish breaker right here. I'm going to wait for price to react off this breaker. And if we get a reaction here, I'll enter longs right there. Inverse this gap, this bearish gap that we formed right here. If we inverse this gap, I will enter longs. Nothing just yet. So breaker disrespected, still nothing. And I mean, for this session, likely won't be anything to take. We do have objectives here that I do think price can definitely gravitate towards here though. So we'll stick around, see what price does here to this point. Nothing yet. I know it's post 10 a.m. So yeah, didn't get a move here that I wanted. So nothing for me to take just there. So it is what it is. On to the next session. So let's go back to the 4 hour. And let's see what price does here. All right, 4 hour bullish gap here. Being respected. Right here, here we are. 4 hour bearish gap here being respected as well. So we have opposing gaps here. What's the state of delivery? I mean, it's starting to move to the downside here. It's showing a willingness to head lower. So up to this point, we have opposing imbalances here. As we approach that AM session, let's see what price does. Again, very choppy, not much going on. 1 hour bearish gap here, 1 hour bullish gap here. It's playing a bit of ping pong. Don't love it. Do not love the conditions I'm seeing here. Market open. Come down. Take these lows. Sell side right here. 15-minute bullish gap right here formed. If we get a move, a potential reversal here to the upside, I can definitely look for an entry. So let's see how price reacts to this point. Again, nothing too convincing. We're playing a bit of ping pong, so we'll see if price does form a bit of a reversal here, change the state of delivery right here, and then give us an entry worth taking. And we do have equal highs right here, where that would be our first partial. Right there, that's where my eyes go if we get the confirmations, like I said. And that is my confirmation right here. Price closes above that breaker right here. You can see if you expand it, price closes above the breaker, validates a change in state, internal sweep off that 15-minute bullish imbalance. I'm entered right here, stop below the low, and we are going to target all the way to that buy side, partial one at equal highs right there. That's it, that's all. See what we've got here. Partials right there. Obviously, it's going to be a bit of a rough sketch in terms of our partials and take profits, things of that nature, but you get the gist of it. I'm going to move stops to break even right here. If price returns all the way to the entry point, I have no interest in being that trade right there. And for good reason, because it would have stopped us out. So minor profits on that one, equal highs tapped into. Very nice move to the upside. Proper targets there, equal highs. So that's the only trade I had interest in right there. Disrespected that 4-hour bearish gap right there. Okay. So let's see now. Disrespected this bearish gap here. Disrespected this bullish gap here. So we have, again, opposing signatures in price. All right. I'm going to go to the 1 hour for more clarity here. And what are we seeing? Disrespected these gaps. 1 hour bullish gap here being respected to this point. Let me mark it out. 1 hour. Right there. So unless I see something major change in price, I would likely lean to the upside. Why? Swept this low, disrespecting these gaps. Sure, the state of delivery is bearish still. So that's going to be something I keep in mind. But unless I see something significant change in price, I'll likely lean to the upside. Well, the reality is I wouldn't have gotten in on this move. Kind of sort of move without me. Buy side right here. High right here. Bullish imbalance right here. On the 50-minute, could we get a potential rebalance, or do we go completely through it and come for these several lows here that we have made? So this is where we analyze. What are we doing here? Market open here. On the 15-minute, we disrespected here. So that's out of the picture for me. We don't sweep this low just yet. So I have no reason to go to the lower time frame. The model itself hasn't yet panned out. Nothing of interest here. We're chopping around here in this range. Really no interest for me in this session. The reality is I would have not taken a trade in this session. So one trade in 3 days. So 1 for 3 here. That's what's going to happen sometimes. It is what it is. All right, let's see what price does here. Okay, nice expansion here. 4-hour bearish gap, 2 of them there on the 1-hour time frame. Price can definitely gravitate to this high. We have this 1-hour bullish gap here. There is a willingness to head higher here. Price is starting to show that the delivery is going to lean to the upside. And now heading into this AM session, we take the high. So the high was taken before we come into the session. That's unfortunate. Direction is absolutely correct. So can't be too mad at that. That's just the reality of it sometimes. That's how the cookie crumbles. You know, I'm not going to go chase an entry, let's say, or something of that nature. I'm going to wait here. Still nothing of interest for me. Take this high. But even at that, not too interested. If I do get a setup to the downside here, I would likely size down. So we'll look here. Sell side right here. 50-minute imbalance high right here. If we do get a setup, like I said, I would likely size down for this one. Check the 2-minute here. 2-minute forms a gap, no break of structure there. Bullish for value gap right here. Let me see if the 50-minute formed another gap. It did right here, as you can see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this out as this right here. So it is getting a bit messy, this chart now, but there's a lot of things to consider here. So that's being respected to this point. Highs taken. No trade here worth taking for me. I would have waited for an internal sweep before that happens. And in reality, just nothing for me to take once more. Nothing. I wanted an upside. We went to the upside before the AM session actually began. And so that's just the reality. My draw was tapped. So there's nothing you can do about that. It is what it is. All right, we have this high right here. Let me check the 1 hour, see what price does from this point. 1 hour bullish gap here. Let's see what price does here. Do we respect it or not? Heading into that AM session. So we take these highs here. We do have this high here. Now it has done damage to the upside already, so it is a bit iffy, but nonetheless, we've taken this high. I want to see what price does to this point. I imagine there was news at 8:30 here. Heading into that session, take this high right here. I want to see this high here, so that's the reality of it. Now we could have found a setup here, target the data low, but the data high and low here actually was taken here at this 8:30 candle. So something like this would likely be a trade I would look to take. Is it ideal? Nope. Yeah, I just don't love what I'm seeing here in terms of price action. Again, not the greatest of price action. Look what you're seeing here. The draws tapped into. No rebalance to a 50-minute bullish imbalance here. No sweep of sell side. Just really nothing. It's delivering without any model requirements being met. So we caught ourselves in a week of really low activity. One trade, one win. Guess all-time highs here, if I'm not mistaken. Let me check here. Yeah, that's what it appears to be. So again, this is pretty tough to navigate when you're at all-time highs. So let's see what price does here. And we are coming for those highs once again. High right here. Bullish gap being respected. Breakaway gap here. Yep, just everything's bullish right now. We'd like to see a retracement here. Give us a chance for an entry. Not yet. Didn't get that. We got all-time highs. It is what it is. 50-minute bullish imbalance right here, tapped into. See what price does here. Or if we come to these lows here. But we do have objectives here that we could tap. So let's see if price offers us an entry here. All right, internal sweep right here off that rebalance. Here we are, internal sweep. And it's a bit tricky when you're trying to trade at all-time highs, but nonetheless, it is what it is. This is a trade I would take. So we found ourselves a trade. Ideal? Nope. So size down for this one. Trade taken nonetheless. So again, the entry is going to be a bit worse than usual. That's just how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Whatever, we'll size down here. Let's see. We'll take partials at these equal highs here if we get it. So that would have been the optimal entry right there, actually. Like I said, partials will likely be either at this high or we could go at this imbalance here. Opposing imbalance isn't too bad necessarily. We'll see what price does, how it delivers here. Get that rebalance. All right, let's see what price does here. I'm going to set this up for partials in case. There's partials. I'm going to hold this here still. If we get stopped out on the remaining position, it is what it is. So what I'm going to do here is either we get stopped out, which is possible, or full TP. It is what it is. I really don't care. Making a move to the upside here. And there we go, full take profit there. So there's 2 wins there on the day, or sorry, on the week. 2-0, 2 trades in 5 days. Not much activity, but you know, you get the setup, you take it. And some weeks there won't be as much activity. It is what it is. So that is this week of gold. Random week that I picked, going 2-0 here. Yeah, so full take profit on the last one. First trade, we got partials and then break even at the remaining position or the runners left. And that's what it is. So we got one trade, then 3 days of inactivity, and another trade to end the week. 2 wins, 0 losses, using the confirmations that I'm seeing on the 4 hour, 1 hour, 15 minute, and following our models. So I wish you good luck, good trading. Hope you got some insight, and take care, everybody.